心灵花园建设是文明社会的重中之重. Building the soul garden, the cornerstone of a civilized society. Jiefeng, November 23, 2024. Unseen factors determine the nature of visible phenomena. If humanity aspires to enter a truly civilized society, relying solely on tangible elements such as governance, power, laws, wealth distribution, weapons, aid, or charity will not suffice. The only viable path lies in purifying the hearts of every global citizen and ensuring that the weeds and poisons in their soul gardens are entirely removed. A person's actions are driven by their consciousness, which functions as their soul garden. The state of this garden, whether beautiful or desolate, is dictated by the thoughts and values it contains. When someone's consciousness is consumed by the worship of money and power, an inflated sense of superiority, constant comparison, or emotions like envy, hatred, and greed, they inevitably bring harm to others and to society as a whole. When the soul garden is neglected, corruption and tyranny flourish among officials who disregard human life. Intellectuals flatter the powerful and distort the truth. Merchants sell counterfeit goods and inferior products, passing them off as authentic. Corporations resort to fraud, producing adulterated or harmful goods. Ordinary people scheme, deceive, and harm each other. Vices such as excessive drinking, gambling, promiscuity, drug abuse, fraud, extortion, swindling, and theft become widespread. The natural cycles of the seasons are disrupted, social order descends into chaos, and few people achieve a fulfilling and beautiful life. When the soul garden is uncultivated, the costs of running society skyrocket. Interpersonal interactions become riddled with conflict and mistrust. Integrity fades as selfishness, deceit, and cunning take over. Relationships, whether familial, friendly, or romantic, are reduced to tools for personal gain. Bureaucracy, commerce, and romantic relationships turn into battlegrounds or gambling dens, where the powerful fear for their barriers and borders. What have they contributed to humanity? When every nation prioritizes its own interests, as in America First, the inevitable result is ruthless competition and unending conflict. The strong dominate through force, while the weak live in fear and injustice. Nuclear blackmail and threats are prime examples of this pattern. The futility of religion. Are religions genuinely beneficial? Religions have existed for millennia, but have they brought humanity peace, happiness, and harmony? Can souls numbed by dogma experience true joy, freedom, or fulfillment? Can minds closed by rigid beliefs dream of paradise? The futility of laws. Are laws effective? Every country has a legal system, with countless statutes and regulations covering every conceivable issue. Yet, have they prevented wars and conflicts? Have they enabled the average person to live a prosperous and happy life? Do they guarantee freedom of movement or freedom to dissent? Have they reduced crime rates? A call for reflection. Take, for example, the issue of illegal immigration. If legal migration were a viable option, who would risk their life to migrate illegally? Who would leave their homeland if they could survive there? What is the true essence of law? True law is any approach, pathway, channel, measure, or method that enables people to live happily, freely, and joyfully. Anything that hinders these outcomes cannot be called law. Earth itself is a small village within the vast cosmos. A true legal framework would allow its inhabitants to migrate freely within this village. If illegal immigration is deemed a crime, then all humans are guilty because the Earth initially had no inhabitants. Where did you come from? Are we not all illegal immigrants from other planets who settled on Earth? Take the United States as an example. Aside from its indigenous peoples, everyone else qualifies as an illegal immigrant. The U.S. is essentially a stronghold built by illegal immigrants. If your ancestors' illegal immigration was justified, why is it unjustified for others who came later? Isn't the strength of the United States today a result of the contributions of those so-called illegal immigrants? Why then expel immigrants now? Why not allow unrestricted migration so that everyone on Earth can immigrate to the U.S., transforming the entire planet into a united America? Wouldn't that be a good thing? Historically, how many places that strictly restrict outsiders have managed to become civilized, prosperous, or strong? The cost of neglecting the soul garden. Entrepreneurs reflect. Where do most of your time and energy go? Is it not consumed by managing interpersonal relationships? Are these costs not overwhelming? If everyone's soul garden were beautiful, would you still lose sleep or feel constant anxiety? Each of us should ask ourselves, have not most of our greatest troubles, pain, frustration, and worry, been caused by other people? The powerful oppress you, the powerless deceive you, and loved ones betray you. If the people you encounter had perfect soul gardens, where would toxic food, blackmail, fraud, deception, theft, or robbery come from? A collective purification. History must be critically examined, reality scrutinized, and authority openly questioned. Without such deep reflection and scrutiny, the path forward will only grow narrower, steeper, and more challenging to traverse. A collective purification of humanity's soul is the best path to a world where the weather is harmonious, peace prevails, and everyone enjoys a beautiful life. 逆袭跨越阶层之途. True reversal. The path to transcending life levels. Civilized. December 1st, 2024. Society abounds with discussions and teachings about reversing one's destiny and transcending life levels. Recent internet trends, including time travel dramas and tales of marrying CEOs, encourage people to pursue so-called pathways to success and destiny alteration. Additionally, countless guides on elite thinking and breakthrough strategies further amplify these misleading notions. These teachings, whether promoting destiny reversal, life-level transcendence, or elite thinking, are doctrines of demonic origin and belong to demonic teachings that aim to corrupt the human mind and pull individuals toward lower realms of existence. What does true reversal mean? True reversal signifies the elevation of one's life level to a higher spiritual or existential state. For instance, a fox transforming into a human is a genuine reversal. A pig evolving into a human signifies transcendence. The ultimate form of reversal and transcendence occurs when a human ascends to become a celestial being or a Buddha. If a poor person becomes wealthy, acquires luxury cars, mansions, and servants, or a government worker rises to a position of director, commanding others with authority and surrounded by sycophants, this does not represent a true reversal of fate or an elevation of life levels. Instead, it is akin to a fly landing on dung, a momentary gain, or a balloon swelling only to burst. A skinny pig growing fat remains a pig, and a lazy pig rising to a position of authority among pigs still represents no reversal or transcendence. A society that measures value by wealth or power operates under a demonic system designed to tempt humanity toward lower realms of life. A society obsessed with money and authority is a garbage society, brimming with vulgar flattery and rife with petty competition. True reversal and transcendence occur when a person's life ascends to the state of a celestial being or Buddha, transitioning from the mortal world to heaven. In contrast, a poor person becoming rich or an ordinary person rising to an official position is akin to running in circles, trapped in a ghostly maze. How can one achieve true reversal and transcend life levels? Maintain the purity and simplicity of your heart. This is more precious than any amount of material wealth. Focus your inner vision on truth, kindness, beauty, love, faith, and sincerity. Do not fixate on money, power, or hollow fame. Listen to the teachings of Christ Jesus, Buddha Shakyamuni, Laozi, and Dayform Buddha, Xiefeng, the spiritual guide of life Echanuan, and discard all other misleading doctrines and advice. Move toward the state of possessing nothing and yet having everything, a higher realm of unity and abundance. Strive to be unselfish, selfless, detached, and free from resentment to the greatest extent possible. Contribute to others and society as much as you can without concerning yourself with personal gains or losses. In your interactions with others, avoid scheming, plotting, or setting traps. Even if you are deceived or taken advantage of, maintain your honesty and innocence. Surrender your eternal life to the greatest creator and let the Tao guide your earthly journey. Your sole task is to ensure that you remain happy and joyful every day. If you can adhere to these 8 principles, you will undoubtedly achieve true reversal and transcend life levels. 生存呢还是生活呢? Survival or living? Xiefeng. April 18, 2011. Is life about merely surviving, or truly living? Survival and living are 2 completely different concepts. Survival means existing just to stay alive, while living means striving to fulfill life's value and purpose. Survival involves endless toil for basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, and the inevitabilities of life, birth, aging, sickness, and death. Living is about striving and ascending. Answer. Study, study, and study again. Work, work, and work more. Hustle, hustle, and hustle endlessly. Earn money, earn more, and keep earning. Possess, acquire, and accumulate even more. Get married, start a family, and raise children. For those focused on survival, the sole aim is to amass material wealth and expand their influence. What behaviors define living? Answer. Enjoy learning. Relish work. Avoid excessive possessions, overexertion, or unnecessary pursuits. Do not fixate on marriage or starting a family. Those who truly live center everything around enjoying life, pursuing happiness, freedom, and fulfillment, and maximizing spiritual and emotional wealth. All those who exhaust themselves for food, clothing, shelter, transportation, birth, aging, sickness, and death are survivors. All those who live carefreely to experience life and enjoy its essence are truly living. All those who toil and labor for their children and future generations are survivors. All those who seek enlightenment to elevate their character are truly living. All those who learn, work, and labor to possess more material wealth are survivors. All those who learn and dedicate themselves to gain greater spiritual and emotional wealth are truly living. All those who are always frowning and sighing are survivors. All those who are always smiling, cheerful, and open-minded are truly living. All those who are negative, pessimistic, and despairing are survivors. All those who are positive, optimistic, and full of aspirations are truly living. All those who are endlessly busy and anxious are survivors. All those who proceed calmly and methodically are truly living. All those who are greedy and insatiable are survivors. All those who are leisurely and joyful are truly living. Survivors concentrate on staying alive and improving their survival. Those who truly live focus on how to enrich and enjoy their lives. Survivors lead lives lacking quality, taste, refinement, and hope. Those who truly live lead lives full of flavor, elegance, depth, and hope. The characteristics of survivors are anxiety, worry, busyness, calculation, emptiness, loneliness, pessimism, and fear. The characteristics of those who truly live are ease, freedom, leisure, open-mindedness, fulfillment, joy, optimism, and carefree living. When observing humanity, we are astonished to find that the vast majority live for survival as survivors, while only a very small number live for the sake of living. If you feel you must study, work, strive, compete, and cope, then you are a survivor. If you feel that studying and working are forms of enjoyment, that diligence is a fulfilling game, and that interacting with others is purely for friendship and love, then you are truly living. Dear reader, in your lifetime, are you merely surviving, or are you truly living? 禅院草提升品味8法 8 ways for Chanyuan celestials to cultivate refinement. Jiefeng. September 27, 2013. Refinement reflects a person's lifestyle and the quality of their character. Those with high taste exude elegance, noble character, extraordinary refinement, and a transcendent spirit. Those with refinement are like orchids exuding a subtle fragrance, roses emitting their sweet aroma, or diamonds reflecting brilliant light, a delight to the senses. In contrast, those with low taste are like the stench of latrines or the reek of chicken manure, offensive and overwhelming, causing discomfort and revulsion. The Chanyuan celestials living in the second home already possess a refined, extraordinary, and sacred taste. However, learning and improving have no limits. We must continue to strive and climb toward greater heights of refinement. Mastering arts and skills with a heart free of desires, one's world is pure. Sitting with books and music, one becomes a celestial. While it's unnecessary for every Chanyuan celestial to master all art forms, such as music, chess, painting, calligraphy, singing, or dancing, each should be proficient in at least one. Whether it's playing an instrument, dancing, singing, writing poetry, painting, or mastering a practical skill, every celestial should cultivate a unique talent. Admiring beauty and speaking with grace under the moonlight and beside blooming flowers, one should fully embrace and appreciate the beauty of the natural world, delighting in the gentle spring breezes that sway green willows and captivate the soul, as well as the graceful reflections of silhouettes that stir romantic feelings. The endless charm of blooming flowers and the moonlit sky can always intoxicate the soul. Immerse yourself in the elegance of nature, where birdsong and floral scents evoke a celestial paradise. The boat seems to float in the misty green, making one feel as if their soul is wandering through the celestial island's continent. Conducting oneself with poise and grace, free from desires, one's taste elevates. Free from attachment, one's character refines. When interacting with others, maintain a balance between humility and confidence, free from desires or attachments. Showcase truth, kindness, and beauty in every interaction. As a flower of heaven, untainted by the vulgarities of the secular world, speak gently and act with composure. Earn respect without inviting disdain, exhibiting poise and refinement in both words and actions. Living in harmony with nature, picking chrysanthemums by the eastern fence, I leisurely see the southern mountains. Rise at dawn to work the fields, rest at dusk and cultivate both body and mind. Immerse yourself in nature's rhythms, finding joy in simplicity. Observe the clouds as they gather and disperse, the flowers as they bloom and wither. Let your thoughts wander to heavenly vistas of green mountains and flowing waters, keeping your heart tranquil, as still water. Maintaining cleanliness and order, dress modestly yet neatly, avoiding sloppiness. Keep your living space clean and organized, free from mess or clutter. Bathe regularly, ensuring your body is fresh, and change clothes often to avoid unpleasant odors. Avoid ostentation and pretentiousness. Eschew extravagance while embracing subtle refinement. Live a disciplined life, balancing work and rest with ease, maintaining calm and poise without succumbing to restlessness. Avoiding politics and gossip. Family matters, national affairs, and worldly issues are fleeting, like reflections on water or pieces on a chessboard. They are not worth undue concern. Complaints, grievances, and gossip are like bubbles that burst in an instant. Why let them trouble your heart? Many events and disputes become the laughingstock of future generations, while debates over right and wrong are insignificant, like contending for length within a spark's flash, disputing over victory on a snail's horn. Delving into politics unsettles the mind, hindering the cultivation of refined taste. Gossiping about others degrades one's character, earning disdain and rejection. Embracing a carefree attitude, engage in light-hearted conversation, and cultivate a carefree, open-hearted spirit. Relish playful banter and find delight in life's humor. Remain optimistic in adversity and exude grace in prosperity. Interact with no deceit or pretense. Handle matters with calm and poise. Withdraw without feeling inferior. Advance without arrogance. Navigate life's challenges and opportunities with ease, remaining free from worldly conventions. Aspiring to greatness and pursuing truth. Phoenixes perch only on sacred Chinese parasol trees, shunning barren lands, just as saints dwell in sanctified places, far from chaos and filth. Choose neighbors wisely, select friends with care. Green mountains and clear waters harbor sages, while desolate lands breed troublemakers. The mountain does not need to be high. It is renowned as long as there are celestials. The water does not need to be deep. It has spirit as long as there are dragons. This humble room is simple, yet it is filled with the fragrance of virtue. Moss grows on the steps, turning them green. The grass outside the curtain is lush. Scholars engage in cheerful conversation here, and common people do not come by. One can play the simple zither and read the golden scriptures. There are no distracting sounds of strings or flutes, nor the tiring burdens of official documents. Keep your inner lamp glowing in storms of dust. Climb toward sacred mountains amidst raging winds. Stay resilient through hardship, never losing sight of your aspirations. Be a beacon of light in darkness, a pillar of stability amid chaos. Conclusion: life is brief, but life is infinite. The brilliance of youth is fleeting and must not be wasted in mediocrity or aimless dreaming. Aspire to reach the highest realms of refinement in life and life. Keep climbing. 全世界的女性都应该支持第二家园生活. All women worldwide should support the second home lifestyle. Jiefeng, January 9, 2013. To all women living on this planet, are you aware of the Convention on the Political Rights of Women, which came into force on July 7, 1954? Or the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women signed during the Second World Conference on Women in Copenhagen in 1980. How are women faring worldwide today? And how is your life? Let us reflect on some remarks made by United Nations Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon. On International Women's Day, March 8, 2007, he said, "However, Turning consensus into universal practice remains a long way off. In almost all countries, women remain underrepresented in decision-making positions. Women's labor continues to be undervalued, underpaid, or entirely unpaid. Among the more than 100 million children out of school worldwide, the majority are girls. Among the 800 million illiterate adults, most are women. Worst of all, violence against women and girls persists on every continent, in every country, and in every culture. Such violence has devastating effects on the lives of women, their families, and society as a whole. While most societies prohibit such violence, in practice it is often covered up or condoned. In his call to end violence against women on November 23, 2012, Ban Ki-moon stated, "Millions of women and girls worldwide are assaulted, beaten, raped, mutilated, or even murdered, acts that flagrantly violate their human rights. It is all too common for perpetrators to go unpunished. A culture of impunity silences women and girls, leaving them too afraid to speak out. How does this make you feel? How are you living right now? If you find yourself living without dignity, still suffering oppression and abuse physically, emotionally, and spiritually, wouldn't you want to change that? Can you simply wait for the United Nations to create a better life for you? Or must you take action yourself? You must make an effort. How? By supporting the second home lifestyle of Life Genuine. In the second home, heaven and earth are reversed, and female celestials are honored. The dignity, basic rights, and personal safety of women are fully respected and protected. There is no discrimination, oppression, or exploitation of women. The three mountains that have traditionally weighed on women, religious authority, patriarchal authority, and spousal authority, have been removed. No one will bully, insult, or abuse you. The burdens of tedious, endless housework disappear. You can fully express yourself and freely sing and dance to your heart's content. Every woman has her own sacred, private space where no one can disturb her without permission. Day or night, you can leave your doors and windows unlocked without fear. No man will dare enter your room without consent or harass you in any way. You are free to communicate with anyone outside the community via phone, mobile, or the internet. There are no leaders imposing their will on you. All activities are voluntary and self-driven. You don't need to worry about caring for the elderly or raising and educating children. Second home takes care of these responsibilities. There is no interference from mothers-in-law, and no competition or conflict with sisters-in-law. Instead, you will have many close sisters to chat, play, learn, work, and enjoy life with. This is no longer a fantasy or a castle in the air. It is a living reality. What do you think? Support the second home lifestyle. Even saying a kind word about it can make a difference. 我们是上帝的护士. We are nurses of the greatest creator. Jiefeng. The responsibility of saving lives has historically rested upon our shoulders. We are nurses of the greatest creator, inheritors and promoters of the wisdom of Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, and Lao Tzu. Truth flows through our blood, and profound love for life resides in our marrow. Our thoughts radiate the light of reason and humanity, while boundless power bestowed by the greatest creator resides within us. Our lives follow this path. We pave the road of life with our blood and sweat, create an oasis for life with passion and wisdom, uphold the structure of life with willpower and perseverance, and illuminate endless darkness with spirit and soul. Our hearts bear a bitterness unknown to others, for the suffering of the world is our suffering. We understand the root causes of all human misery, and strive to pull people out of the abyss of despair. Our hearts hold no hatred, only deep regret and sighs. Watching people rush toward hell, we feel profound anxiety, longing to halt their course. Yet, if people have lost reason, they might turn against us in resentment. Helplessly, we do what we can, leaving it to fate whether they understand. We are nurses of the greatest creator, and our sole purpose is to serve. Everything in this world will pass away, but our endeavors will remain eternally united with the spirit of the greatest creator. The essence of life lies in devotion and giving. Any form of plundering or possession leads only to the withering of life. We do not seek to possess, for all possessions will eventually be lost. Although materially impoverished, we are rich in spirit and soul. We are nurses of the greatest creator. Our unwavering faith sustains our noble aspirations. The greatest creator watches over us always, for we walk with him. We entrust everything to the greatest creator, accepting good or ill as his arrangement. When others fight and seize, we refuse. When others embezzle and accept bribes, we decline. When others oppress the weak, we reject it. When others scheme and contend, we stay away. When others harm nature, we do not partake. When others are cold and ruthless, we respond with warmth and sincerity. When others act selfishly, we embody selflessness. We firmly believe in the fairness of the Tao. What is gained must be lost, and what is given will be rewarded. Cause and effect never fail. Life Genuine is the home of our spirit and soul. We willingly nurture its life with our hard work. Life Genuine is an oasis in the desert. We transplant the fruit trees of human wisdom into this oasis to provide shade and sustenance for life. Life Genuine is a clear stream connecting the distant past with an infinite future. We are like small fish in this stream, letting life breathe the air of freedom. Life Genuine serves as today's Noah's Ark, a sanctuary where we firmly believe every life will find salvation. We did not come to this world merely to enjoy it but primarily to atone for our sins. We know that only through continuous repentance and prayer can we hope to return to our heavenly homeland. Whether our life journey is smooth or rough matters little. What matters is that each step firmly takes us closer to the ideal shore of life. We are celestial academicians of Life Genuine. Between us, there is only intimacy and mutual care. We support and love one another. When one faces hardship, all lend a hand. When one celebrates, all share in the joy. The virtuous often gather, journeying together across the world. We are nurses of the greatest creator. A glorious life means maximizing our talents and wisdom, dedicating all our efforts to the land that nurtures us, and thereby securing blessings in our next life. We are nurses of the greatest creator, a group of warriors trekking the arduous path toward the highest realm of life. We firmly believe our sweat will not flow in vain, for the 1,000-year world is beckoning us. We will not indulge in worldly pleasures as fame, fortune, and sensory delights hold no meaning for us. We have only one wish: to contribute to the life of the earth and ascend to higher spaces of life. Though we are ordinary members of humanity, we stand apart as nurses of the greatest creator. 我只是个导游. I am just a spiritual guide. 街坊. It is human nature to seek respect from others, and I am no exception. However, when this desire exceeds proper limits, it becomes extremely dangerous. Any mindset or action that deifies Siefeng leads to superstition, which harms both parties and society as a whole. All spiritual wisdom comes from the greatest creator, and all glory is his. If I block your view of the greatest creator, I will face severe punishment. I am just a spiritual guide. A peculiar car accident opened a radiant, colorful door, allowing me to understand the structure of the universe and the different levels of life within it. It could be said that I hold a clear map of the hierarchical levels of life in the universe. I was divinely inspired to serve as a spiritual guide for relevant lives. My reward has already been given. After fulfilling my mission, I will go to Barikia Island in the Celestial Islands continent, my future home. I am just an ordinary life in the universe, fortunate to have the opportunity to come to the human world temporarily as an imperial envoy. To be able to serve the greatest creator by metaphorically washing his footstool is the ultimate honor. Any excess gain beyond this would be tantamount to stealing the treasures of the greatest creator. The greatest creator sees everything clearly and is precise in rewards and punishments. If anyone benefits from Life Genuine, they should offer their gratitude entirely to the greatest creator. Do not let the spiritual guide stand between you and the greatest creator. View Siefeng as nothing more than a door knocker. Once the door is opened, focus directly on the greatest creator and disregard the door knocker. I am absolutely not a god. Jesus is the true God and the savior of humanity. I am merely an assistant in the process of harvesting crops. I am also not a Buddha, though I understand the highest principles of Buddhism. My heart resonates with that of Shakyamuni Buddha, granting me the qualification to guide Buddhist disciples. I possess no supernatural abilities. I only understand the Tao, but lack knowledge of mystical methods and techniques. Though I may acquire countless methods and techniques in the future, that will happen after I leave the human world and return to my homeland. Life Genuine is neither a political organization nor a religious one. It is a spiritual and soul home. Within this home, all Chanyuan celestials are equal. The only differences lie in the levels of knowledge and wisdom. There are no distinctions in terms of personal dignity. My self-designation as Huanduan Yuan Chu, Dayform Buddha, reflects my wisdom at that level. However, this does not make me superior to anyone. If everyone regards me as a close friend or a fellow traveler on the same path, I will already be deeply grateful. Everything we think and do is driven by the heart. Among us, there are no rights or obligations. As a spiritual guide, I have no authority to dictate to any Chanyuan celestial. Our relationships are based solely on mutual respect, understanding, and love. Everyone speaks and acts according to their own heart's guidance. Express yourself freely, and do not suppress your individuality. If a day comes when you feel that Xiefeng is restraining your heart or hands, then I will have turned into a demon, and you must resolutely abandon me. One principle remains. If a Chanyuan celestial suffers hardship because of Life Genuine, I will call upon all Chanyuan celestials to spare no effort to offer assistance. However, if the hardship is unrelated to Life Genuine, I will remain indifferent. The crops of Jesus belong to Jesus, those of Shakyamuni belong to Shakyamuni, and those of Satan belong to Satan. Matters of the dead should be handled by the dead. I am just a spiritual guide, and I only do my part. The sins one commits must be borne by oneself, and the bitter fruits one sows must be eaten by oneself. I will not suffer or endure hardship on anyone's behalf because doing so would go against the Tao. If a great catastrophe were to occur, I would only call the ripe grains into Life Genuine. Those who do not enter are unrelated to me. Even if I witness their suffering, I will remain unmoved. Entering Life Genuine does not involve formalities like those in political or religious organizations. It is purely an entry of the spirit and soul, unrelated to the body. Deception is impossible in entering Life Genuine. Any attempt at deceit is self-deception. When the cosmic waves arrive, your soul must resonate at the same frequency as the cosmic waves. This is akin to what Jesus said. When the time comes, do not plead, "Lord, Lord, save me, for I have done many things in your name." Such words will have no effect, and Jesus will respond, "I do not know you." Why? Because your soul was never truly aligned with Jesus. It was merely your mouth speaking his words. We must address one critical point. Everything must be approached with a scientific attitude. A genuinely scientific attitude does not distinguish between materialism and idealism. True science is grounded in the pursuit of truth. If we fail to analyze, think, and discern scientifically, we risk falling into extremes, superstition, or evil. Chanyuan celestials represent the most rational segment of humanity, possessing the most scientific minds. Wherever we go, we act with integrity, walking upright and speaking boldly. Our words and actions can withstand the tests of time and reality. We treat all human societies equally, without scheming to attack or support any individuals, political parties, or religious organizations. We absorb all that is right regardless of its source. We have no imagined enemies and avoid entangling ourselves in disputes over historical errors. We believe everything is in constant motion and change. A criminal of yesterday might become today's hero, and yesterday's hero might become today's criminal. We judge people and organizations without preconceived notions or fixed boundaries. Chanyuan celestials embody noble virtues. We respect the